Alright guys, I never thought I would make a part 2 to my previous maps video because I never thought that people would continue to spread this information and try to validate pedophilia and shit like that. But over the months, I have seen very disturbing and just overall retarded shit coming from people. Actually, scratch that. I refuse to address them as human. We're just gonna call them pedophiles because that's what they are. And if you don't know what MAP stands for, basically it's short for minor attracted person. And this term was made up by pedophiles, and not surprising, I know, to sugarcoat themselves and make pedophilia seem natural and normal and not seen as a bad thing. Basically just make pedophilia seem all around normal and something that you shouldn't be scared of and something that the world should not be disgusted or ashamed of. Which is pretty fucking stupid. And I got, very questionable feedback from people in the comment section in my last video. Let's go over them. So here we got Mike. He put 3 fucking links, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna read that shit, bro. But I ended up reading them anyway, so let's go ahead and go read them. Actually, on the second thought, I'm not gonna read the first one, but based on what I can see in words, basically he's just saying that pedophilia and attraction to children has been a thing for a long time, ever since the 90s, and I don't think so, man. Like, it's not normal. If you want to be attracted to children, whether it's with contact or mentally, that's still bad. You can't be thinking, oh, I want to fuck a kid, or oh, I want to date a little kid, even though I'm a grown-ass fucking man. Second link takes me to an article about pedophilia being a sexual orientation and proving it. Third link is about fantasies and overall just how you fantasize and imagine and your desires. Personally, I think those things are much worse. No, not much worse than actual pedophilia, but I guess it could be on the same level, but it doesn't change the fact that they're both wrong. Like, you're imagining and depicting a child with your mind, and that's sick. Obviously. Back to Mike, he says, I'm trying to get the research out there and not just be about emotions, facts over feelings. Well, Mike, I don't know if you know the concept of this word. It's called morals, and you seem to have no knowledge of it. Liberty Constitution Legacy says, better than zoophiles, that shit is unnatural as fuck. Well, you know what else is unnatural? Fucking children, you fucking pedophile. True that. If they can't come up with an evolutionary counter-argument / fact that are purgeable or disclose why loliphilia, pedophilia, progenophilia, what the fuck? Why is there a bunch of philias? God damn! Or whatever the fuck they say next, etc. is bad, they should shove it. At least these people don't transmit incurable zoonotics and is found in many other animals in the animal kingdom. Heck, even incest is quite normal? Dude! No! Oh my god. So not only are you pro pedophilia, you're also from Alabama. That's great to know. Yeah, you just threw away your whole argument there. Coming from someone who thinks incest is normal, I wouldn't even be surprised if they thought fucking children was normal, you fucking sick fuck. And incest isn't normal at all. It can actually increase the risk of infertility, and it has a higher rate of birth defects like cleft palates. I think heart conditions are also a thing. You know, basically you'll breed crippled kids if you take actions of incest and someone ends up pregnant. Fake rape. It's not of sexuality, it's a mental illness. Taking advantage of children is wrong. Mike responds with, the received clinical wisdom of pedophilia as a mental disorder represents a blurring of moral, legal, and medical definitions. There is no scientific basis for classifying pedophilia as a mental disorder when it does not cause marked problems for the pedophile or those who he or she interacts with. Yeah, let's forget all the mental scars that are left with children who interact with pedophiles. Yeah, very nice. That's where you're wrong. It is practiced largely in both penguins, ducks, bonobos, cats, wolves, and dolphins. Bonobos do it to curb / combat with males' sexual frustration. I'm just saying it's quite normal in nature. Then it's up to you whether you think it's wrong or not. And I don't see a problem. Unlike zoos, it doesn't transmit endangering bacteria or can cause injury because lack of anatomic structure, and are in fact a fertile combination. Chris Hansen would like to have a word with all of you, except Fake Rake. He knows what's up. If it's so natural in nature, that's that. But us humans and society have something that animals don't, because we have morals. They don't. We're smarter than animals, so we know better. And we know that children cannot consent at all. Maybe in nature, they can do that because they don't have any kind of societal structure or rules. They just act on instinct. It doesn't matter whether something is okay or not. Let me tell you this. If society got rid of rules, law, everything, if there was no order or anything and we just acted on instinct, we would probably be extinct. Actually, that's kind of an exaggeration. Maybe not extinct, but humanity would be at the lowest point in history of humanity. And by the way, all humanity is taking advantage of each other every second. It's called life. We're part of a massive hypnosis experiment, sort of say it's a weak argument. I come back when you found a better argument. Until then, the only single very small issue with it is if/greater chance of dying in birth, but that's even on shaky ground. I have no idea what the fuck he means by that. Gotta come up with something better. Well, sir, Liberty, Constitution, Legacy, you better come back when you actually know how to spell and you actually have a sense of moral in you. One thing all of these people in my comments have in common is that they have no sense of morality, or like it's all just, oh, I have science by my side and I can prove this wrong, and they don't care. It's just they have no kind of ethics in them. They just follow science however the fuck they want. Like, it's just facts over feelings, but taken to an extreme level. You know what I mean? But enough of that. Let's go to Twitter. Let's see how map Twitter has been going on for the past few months. My DMs are open, by the way. I want a map GF. Anti-maps. Telling minors to kill themselves. Maps. Love is love. Anti-maps. Best homophobic. If you hate maps, you're homophobic because maps are a part of the LGBTQ. You're actually wrong. They're not part of it. LGBTQ surrounds around a sexual orientation, not a fucking mental illness. And the definition of homophobia, you got it all wrong here. Homophobia is when you discriminate and prejudice against gay people, and there's different words for each person. And I guess the one here, I think someone brought up a word, I think it was pedophobic. Yeah, that's not existent because everyone should be pedophobic. This person is also a minor, but let's be honest, we all know that behind this profile, there's this balding 35-year-old man sitting in his basement computer and posing as a child to make it seem valid. Mikan says, maps matter too because they're human like us. Why is it that half of the... No, not even half. Why is it that all of these pedophiles, they can't spell? That's one thing I've always noticed, and they all seem to have this in common. They can't spell for shit. And at the bottom it says, child rapists can fuck themselves. Isn't that what a pedophile is? I mean, I thought that... You know what? I'm not even gonna go into it. And I found a thread. Oh boy. Telling my truth, a thread. A bunch of hashtags with end map hatred and shit like that. They say, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I believe as a 15-year-old map. Now, actually, I'm not even gonna say the word map. I'm just gonna go ahead and just say pedophile. As a 15-year-old pedophile, the age of consent should be lowered. Why is it that a 16-year-old can have full-on hardcore BDSM sex with any adult in most states, but can't see a pee-pee online? How is it more harmful for them to have nudes on the internet than to have penetrative sex in real life? The answer is, it isn't. It doesn't make sense how a 16-year-old, I'm trying to hold back my laughter, can consent in real life but not online or in a very few selected states. Just look at the UK. The age of consent is already 16 there and sometimes 14, and I've never heard of them having problems with it. The only way it's a problem is if we treat it as a problem. If we make it seem untaboo, then it will make everyone more happy and uncomfortable. Actually, I think I said uncomfortable and comfortable. I'm not promoting non-consensual sex by any means. Don't get me wrong, but I, as a 15-year-old, believe the age of consent in the United States should be 16 years old. Yes, I am anti-C, and I still will be if the age of consent is lowered across the board. We're almost there anyway. Dude, okay, so there's two reasons you made this thread and thought that you were doing something right. Either you've been groomed by a Discord moderator that's 30 years old, or you just don't understand the concept of children not being able to consent. I'm pretty sure I have never heard anywhere in the United States, I've never heard of a state that has the age of consent being lower than 18. I'm pretty sure that the age of consent all throughout the US is 18. And I don't think that age should be changed or lowered in any way. I think it should just stay as it is. And if you think that it should be lowered, you're probably gonna develop some pedophile mindset or some creepy, attraction to children when you grow up. And I suggest going to the therapist before that happens. Aunties say that we don't have any rights and aren't people, yet I get all the same rights and privileges as you IRL. I walk by you, I talk with you, I look at your children. I am disgusted beyond disgust. What the fuck, dude? No, this is borderline pedophilia, man. But then again, this is coming from a 31-year-old male who has pronouns in his bio: bi, BLM, LG, what the fuck? MAP and zoo ally, non-offending, dude. You just said that you look at my kids and other people's kids. I don't have kids, by the way. Same guy says, aunties actually do need help. Most of them seem to promote violent tendencies, which is extremely problematic. They should either go to therapy or go to jail. Listen, buddy, the only one that needs therapy or jail is you. If you think that touching kids or having fantasies of touching or having anything sexual with kids, if anything, you're the one who needs to go to therapy. And if you can't sort that out, you should just go to jail. End of the story. Me saying it's like saying, oh, yeah, me touching kids or thinking about touching kids is not bad, but the people who call me out on it are problematic instead, and they should go to jail and therapy and get help, which I don't want to get. It's stupid thinking. Like, the logic here is just, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's so stupid, I can't even come up with a word to describe it. Another thing I noticed in common with all these accounts is that half of the time, no, not half the time, most of the time, it's minors in the bio. It says that they're minors, but they're most likely just adult pedophiles just posing as children, and like they're using the status of being a minor to like be like, I don't know, show that they're sympathetic to pedophiles in order to normalize it. And I don't know, that's just what I see. It's either that or just groomed children. And another thing I've noticed is that this activity goes on mostly in Twitter. I know that it goes I know that it happens in Tumblr and Instagram. Well, I don't think about Instagram. I haven't really checked. But then again, Instagram also has this problem with, CP. If you don't know what that means, then basically minors involved in sexual activity that shouldn't be allowed anywhere on the internet or IRL. But back to Twitter. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with the ban wave that happened around 2 weeks ago, where Twitter stated they would be banning and censoring QAnon activity. And if you don't know who they are, they're basically I don't even know if it's a group, more like it's kind of like anonymous. It's not a group, no one leads it, it's just a bunch of people with the idea. And all they do is just they talk about conspiracy theories that involve the left, Democratic. I personally think everyone is a pedophile in the government, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that Twitter chooses to deal with conspiracy theories that affect the left rather than dealing with a bunch of pedophiles on their platform that are trying to convince minors and everyone else that they are valid and that being a pedophile is a form of sexuality or orientation kind of thing. There have been instances where people are banned when they post, proof or clips where Dementia Gramps is acting weird around children.
And you ain't black.
And I think it's hypocritical that Twitter, they encourage the pedophile slander against people on the right, but when it comes to the left, they censor that shit and they ban you faster than Yanderedev will ban you when you post the Coom Chalice video. We're not gonna go deep on that, but you know what I mean. Like, Twitter needs to up its priority. They need to get their priorities straight. Stop looking at conspiracy theories, Jack. Stop looking at conspiracy theories and focus on these fucking pedophiles invading your platform. If you hate, if you're a good guy, then you should ban these people from the platform. You shouldn't allow them on it. But I guess that's gonna be it. There's nothing much I can do. I don't hold any power. I'm just here to say fuck pedophiles. I can't really make any change to this world because I hold no power. That's gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, and if this is the first video you've seen by me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload. We're on the way to 150 subscribers. It will really help me out if you help me out hit that goal. So help me out here to help me out hit that goal. So help me hit that goal, please. Follow me on Twitter where I post most updates, and you will not be groomed if you follow, and all these pedophiles will disappear from your timeline. Follow me on Twitch where I stream sometimes. I have not gotten a stream up lately. I will probably stream probably Monday, tomorrow. Depending when this video comes out, I will probably live stream sometime next week. I promise I will. Like, no salt involved here. I will stream sometime next week, so make sure you tune in. Another thing I wanted to address. I know I came off very hostile in my last video. I said that pedophiles are a waste of skin and that they deserve to die. Listen, I want to say I'm sorry for inciting violence, and I realize that some of my beliefs, I believe that I am against something, but I use violence and threats to, combat things that I think are evil, and I think it's wrong, but what I'm trying to say is, pedophiles deserve death. I will not change my mind. Pedophiles are the scum of the earth, and they deserve to be publicly executed at the same time. Chop off their balls and their dick, put the testicles in each nostril, and put the dick in their throat. I will see you on the next video.